Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Charlie Fibrosis, and I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about just the whole aspect of the 6 hours at Road America, the race against cystic fibrosis, and everything that's going to happen today, and my feelings on it at least. So, the one thing as I do want to start out on a positive at least. We got about 53 people who have watched the video already, and we got a good amount of people, a decent amount of people in to watch the stream, which means a lot to me. And I don't know if anything changed in terms of Facebook, and I have no idea how to track any of the donations that could have come in through the live stream itself because it was just a link to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. But I know for a fact outright that at least $55 was donated to the CF Foundation. Maybe, and I hope that there was actually a decent amount more. Some people went ahead and took time out of their day and kindly donated to the CF Foundation. And to everyone who donated, and to everyone who, maybe didn't donate, but at least was willing to spread the word about the event or spread the word of what cystic fibrosis is, I cannot thank you enough. That was the main intention, of this entire event, was to raise money and raise awareness. And those were the two key points, and I think we succeeded on that, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant in my mind. Now, this is a self-criticism of what I did. So, the first thing is I will wholly admit I started late. I originally was going to attend, and I had promoted the event to be run at 10 o'clock on the dot, and it didn't really get started until about 11:15. I take honestly all responsibility for that because honestly I was sleeping way too well. I'll tell you a minor story on that in just a minute. And I also had treatments of my own I needed to do. Something I don't think I explicitly stated leading up to the event, except those who know me, is I actually have cystic fibrosis. So all the things in terms of day to day that a CF patient has to go through. Luckily, I'm pretty healthy, so I don't have to get IV infusions like every day, even really all that often in a year. Generally, I get hospitalized maybe once a year, and that's about it. So luckily for me, I'm pretty healthy. But I have oral medications I have to take. I have inhaled medications that I have to take. And it's a massive time procedure that takes probably around about an hour to do so. At best, 45 minutes to an hour. So, with that being said, I figured it would be better if I just went ahead, got through my treatments, even if it meant I would be late on doing the live stream, because the better part of it would be you guys are probably not going to hear me coughing my lungs out as I'm racing. And all things considered, with how I feel at least today, I haven't been coughing that much, and to that I'm actually happy about. I've been fighting some lung issues for the last little while. Now, regarding the content of the video, this is the biggest criticism that I have, and this is directed towards me, is I drove like butt today. I kind of wish I took some more time to practice for the event more than anything else. I really didn't. I thought I could be able to figure out Road America pretty easy. And as time went on, I did get better. But I still screwed up plenty of times in the corners. And more than anything else, what I'm mostly disappointed in is the fact that how it ended. I got disqualified. Something I didn't think I was reaching that peak limit until it said pretty much one more off track, one more course cutting, and you're DNF'd. And the other thing is, as well, a decent number of people had warned me about this, but I didn't exactly listen. 6 hours is really a long time. If I couldn't even get through about an hour and a half or 2 hours before my body started aching, there was no way I was going to be able to get through 6. And I honestly feel bad that I took such a negative mindset, at least, as I was even doing the event. Because I hate feeling that way, but my frustrations of racing dead last the entire time, spinning all the time, cutting the course about once or twice every lap, and just honestly it felt bad for me as a video creator to show such a terrible performance, and to that I feel wholly responsible for. I don't know, I honestly will state I don't know if I had completed the entire 6 hours, if it would have really changed anything between what money could have been raised and what may have not. I don't know that to be certain. I also don't know if even me leading the race and winning the event would have done anything in the grand scheme of things. I don't know if it would have gotten more eyes on the channel, more people to donate, anything else like that. The one thing that I will say about my channel that I do seem to see is, and I don't mean this in a bad way, it makes me happy because it gives me consistency, but I generally see a common flow of the same people I generally see pop into the chat, and that's perfectly fine. But I have a good feeling, and I'm just speaking in general statements in this, because I had made a public Facebook post promoting the event, I don't think it got like Bob Smith or Mary Sue in Okinawa, Japan, or out in Batesville, Arkansas, to decide, you know what, I'm going to go on to this YouTube channel I know nothing about. I am going to sit down and I'm going to watch this 20-something-year-old person drive around a virtual race car, and this is going to hold my interest for 6 hours. I don't think that it got the spread in terms of what I was maybe hoping for, but I can sincerely accept and am very happy with the people who did come in and did take the time to talk to me and everything else like that. And all the people that come out on any of these live streams to just hang out with me, support me if I'm doing a league race or anything else like that, or support other people who are racing alongside me. That is a good feeling. That's an honest to God great feeling, and I love it so much. And I thank you all for continuously helping to support this channel. That means a lot to me, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here. But in terms of a grand fundraising setup for both cystic fibrosis and to get a few additional eyes if they do have interest onto my channel, to that I don't know if I succeeded or not. But that really shouldn't matter in the long and the short of it. All things considered, as I look at it, I don't know what exactly I would do different. I could say, and I will say as I think about it a little bit, that I think I probably would have played Project Cars 2 for one, because there's a bigger diversity of racetracks and cars to pick from in that game. My situation, however, is I don't know, I really haven't gotten into Project Cars 2. I've owned it for quite a few months now, and I don't know what it is, but I just get drawn back into the original Project Cars, and I like playing that. I don't know why. Project Cars 2, by all means, is a superior product by comparison to the original game, but I guess I had invested so much time and energy into the original game that I didn't really feel the need to switch over and do something different. So that's kind of part number one of it. Part number two, I think I would have picked a track that I actually knew inside and out. An example being more Indianapolis or Daytona or Daytona Road Course. With a decent number of these tracks I've had many, many years of practice on. With Road America, it's a newer track that I've only recently found out, And while I would say I'm decent at it, it's not a track I'm the best at. So, unfortunately, that led to all the off track penalties, which, by all means, the game worth its creation, deservingly handed out those penalties to me, and I deserved every single one. Beyond that, I don't know if I could say that I would definitely want to decrease the amount of time I'm racing. I think that's part of it because I was kind of a little bit irritated because of just how poorly I was racing, how many penalties I accumulated, the fact I was dead last throughout the entire event. I think with a bad attitude, I don't think I would have succeeded at 6 hours anyway. But having the poor attitude and frustration that I was having didn't help it at all. Now, one other thing that I will say is that as I think about it, for me to run maybe an hour long to an hour 15 race with just socks on, that's manageable. The socks at least keep my feet warm from touching the cold pedals. Doing that for 6 hours is a definite no. If I had known that my feet were going to hurt the way they did, I probably would have gone ahead and worn tennis shoes or moccasins or something to protect my toes and the joints and everything like that, because foot pain was also a condition. So, through and through, as I look at it, I would say that I am happy and sad at the same time. I'm happy in terms of the amount of money that was raised. I had friends who went ahead and generously donated, even anywhere from small amounts to large amounts. Didn't matter. They took their time, and out of the generosity of their heart, they donated to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, which is exactly what this whole goal was supposed to be. In addition, there were a good amount of people, family members, friends, who not only had a good amount of excitement for this event, but also went ahead and shared my post too. And that means so much to me. The things that I am upset about or frustrated about all are directed at me and how I drove and how I raced and how I planned all of this. But I will give myself a little bit of credit at least, so I'm not a sad, crying blubber boy or anything like that. My heart was in the right place. I take happiness in the fact that my heart was in the right place, and all I wanted to do was have a little bit of fun racing and raise awareness and money for the CF Foundation. Frankly, even if I didn't raise a penny, I was hoping at the very least that a decent amount of people would come in and watch the stream and say, hey, this is interesting. I don't know much about this. What can I do to learn? Oh, cool, there's a link to the website that deals with everything involving what is the disease, how to help the disease, life expectancy. It has all the information you could need to start at a base level for someone who doesn't know anything about cystic fibrosis. So I think to that certain extent, I'm happy in that. There is one other thing that I take extreme amounts of pride in, and it's this. Very easily, to someone with poor intentions, could have said like, donate to this Patreon, or donate to this Patreon, or donate to this thing that I oversee, and I promise I will donate the money. I decided to cut all of that out and just leave a straight up donation to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. I have donated sometimes through Humble Bundle when I was in high school, and even after high school when I was in vocational school. We did occasional cystic fibrosis drives to help raise money. I participated in a walkathon for many, many, many years now. And even though that I'm no longer in school, I do try to, where I can, help with spreading awareness about cystic fibrosis and trying to get people involved and to help funding money to help the life expectancy, not only for myself, but for so many others well into the future. So with that being stated, that was why I did the direct link to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. I didn't want anything to be skewed in my favor. Not that I would do so anyway, but I didn't want anyone to think that I was doing anything poor. Every penny that was donated went straight to the CF Foundation. I took nothing out of that in terms of any monetary value. I did this for fun, and I did this to help raise awareness and money. So with that being stated, I'm going to finish up this video. To everyone who took the time to watch the video, to those who came into the live stream, to those who spread the word about this event, to those who donated on Facebook, to those who have since, from this point forward, are donating to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So much of that. I want to thank you all for doing so. You guys are the reason why this event happened. I just came up with the simple idea of accumulating sim racing into a charitable drive. And if I ever do this again in the future, I know where I kind of messed up, but I know where I can improve upon. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to head off. I may have another video up here in a little while. I may do some more NASCAR Heat 2. But with that being stated, this video is to a close. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening.